Hello guys, welcome back to channel again. So in the previous video we have discussed about the set. Now in this video we will discuss pairs and iterators both, and if the video will be long then I'll discuss the iterator afterwards. So first of all we will discuss the pair. So what is a pair? Pair is nothing but a combination of two different variables. We can take two different variables or same variables also, and we can compress them into one pair only. So how to do that? First of all we have to define a pair. So pair, pair, simple syntax in which two values data type, suppose first as integer and second as character. Now we have to define a name. Let's define it as pair1 and define its value. So if you want to take the values you can take, but I'll define the values here only. So how to define? First of all, after this bracket, then first value, after that second value. So this is how we will define the values. Now this will store tan and a. Now if I want to print it, how can I print? Cout pair dot first space pair one dot second, and then add that and so I have miswritten something here. It should be pair1, the variable name. So this will return as the first value and the second value of the pair. This is very simple. The values will be tan and a as we have printed. So this is very similar to the map which we have discussed. So in the map also pairs are there in which first is specified and second is also specified. Now if you want to take the input from user, how to take it? pair pair 1. Now you want to take the first value, so first, before that cin, and first of all I have to define here some value, so let's define it as 100, and then again I am printing it. So this value now should come 100 and a, so this is coming 100 and a only. So this is how we will define or we will take the values. Now suppose I will define one more pair, pair 2 of same type. If it will be of same type, then we can define like this, and if I want to define by some other type I can define. It is very easy. Now I will take two values, pair 1 dot second. So I'll take these two values. So first of all I will take tan and then a. So this is what we have to do. Here in, say out. Now here I'll define as 2. Say here also we have to define the 2. First of all I'll take the here I have defined for 1, here I have defined for 2. Now suppose the values will be here 100 and b. So now let's run it. So what should be our values? First of all tan and a, and then 100 and b should be our answer. So this is only the answer which we are getting. Now in this pair all the logical operations are applied. Means if you want to apply the logical operation comparison, suppose we will check if pair 1 is equals to pair 2 or not. If this is the condition, cout we have to write with pair 1 equal, suppose equal we have to write. So in this case we should not get the equal as our output, so we will write the else part. So cout not equal. So this will be not equal because a is not equals to b and 100 is not equals to 10. Now let's define both as same only. Now these both are same, so this will return us equal as per the bookish method or whatever we say. So these both are equal. So this is what we can do with the pairs. Equal to operator, greater than, less than, whichever operation you want to apply you can apply. Now I just want to say one more thing. Suppose you have two variables. Let's not define pair like this, second pair like this. Let's define it by something. Now int a equals to 10 suppose, and char char t equals to a, and I want to make pair of these both values into this pair 2. So how can I do? Simply pair 2 is equals to make underscore pair, and in this you have to pass both the values a comma b. So this will return us the values as 10 and a as the second value. Sorry, here I have written the b, it should be t. So now it should return us what? 10 and a. So we got 10 and a. Now let's change its value so that we should not confuse. 100 and b, control s and control b. Now if we run, we got our output as 100 and b. So this is how we will make a pair while in between a code if we want to make two variables a pair. Now suppose I want to swap the pairs. I want to swap first pair with second and second with first. So for that also we have a simple function, swap as pair 2 dot swap pair 1. So before that we have to define the pair. We will define it here only, we will not bother more about it. So b, we should print it afterwards. So what should be our values now? First of all 100 and b will come, and then 10 and a will come according to the implementation. So this is only our answer which we are getting. So this is very simple about the pair, that what we have to do, insertion, making a pair, finding the values first and second, and all this thing is enough for comparative programming. And if you again want to know more about it, you can refer the link in the description. It will be a very explanation. So if you want to study more, you can refer my link in the description. It will be of Geeks for Geeks. Very good content is here on pair. Now we will discuss our second part of this video, which will be iterator. So let's remove it and let's start again. So first of all we want to just find out that what is iterator. In vector I have told you that 8 values begin, C begin, R begin, RC begin, and for AND also 4. So these all are iterators. These values help us to iterate over all the values of every data type. It can be a pair, can't be a pair, it can be a set, it can be a map, it can be a vector. So for all this we require an iterator. Now auto keyword, which we use many times, will make our work easy. But if you don't have auto and if you are using the low versions of C++, then what should we use? So for that we have to define our iterator there only. So suppose we first define a vector as int, and let's name it as v1, and define its size as 10, and define its value as 100. Now this will be a vector in which all the values of vector will be defined as 100. Now I want to do some more thing, that I want to define a vector which will point some of its value. Now for that, what we will do, we will do a simple operation. We will just define a iterator. So how to generate the iterator? It is a very easy task. What we have to do, we have to first of all write the data type of an iterator. So what data type it should be? It should be data type which it is pointing. So we can say a iterator a pointer also, or mainly it is a pointer only. So what is a iterator? Iterator is a pointer which point every value of the data type which you refer to. So first of all, I have to define its data type. So what it will be? It will be vector of int type. Then after that you have to write this syntax, and after that you have to write iterator. And after that, after this all things, we have to define the iterator's value, or sorry, iterator's name. So this is how we will point the iterator, or this is how we will define the iterator. So in this case, this iterator will be declared. Now suppose I want to find some values. Suppose I want to iterate over all the values. So for that, we are writing before we are writing iterator, or sorry, or auto and at all, but in this case we does not need to define that. We can just simply define this only. So ptr equals to v1 dot begin, and after that simple syntax, ptr should be less than v1 dot and after that ptr plus plus. So this is what we have to do, and simply we can print the ptr. So cout ptr, and after that a space. Now if I run, I'll get an error. Why? Because ptr is a pointer and I can't return a pointer, or sorry, I can't print a pointer. It will not return us an error, but it will show some garbage value or the address of the vector. So it does not require any address, we require the value. So we will just put a star before the pointer so that values can be get. Now if I print, we should get 100 as our answer, all the values of a vector. So we will get a 10, 100, which we have defined in the vector. So this is what a pointer is. Now pointer is a very simple thing. It can be defined for anything. First of all, let's change some values out here. I'll do a equal 1, 2. So this is what we have to define. Now this will be a simple iterator, and if we run it, we'll again get 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So till now what we have studied the pointer and how to print the pointer's value. Now suppose I want to increment pointer, so I can increment the pointer very easily. First of all, I want to point its value. So how can I do? v1 dot begin. So this is how we can define the values. Now suppose I want to directly point its third value, so this plus 3. Simple task. So this is how pointer works, the iterator works. So it is not a typical task, but if someone sees this syntax initially, it will be a bit complex to see, but if you understand it, first will be its data type, then it will be a name of iterator, and between this two symbols will be there, and after that their name will be there. So this is a very simple syntax. You does not need to worry about it, and iterator is a very huge topic. If you want to study more about it, I'll again give you a link of that. You can directly refer that. If I want to go in a brief, there are mainly 5 type of iterators: input iterator, output iterator, forward iterator, binary direction iterator, or random access iterator. So these 5 type of iterators are there. So we'll not go in that much depth, because if we go in that much depth, then our video will be more than an hour, and I don't want to make that much long videos, because this will be a not a description course. And if you want to study, again the link will be in the description, you can refer that link. So thank you guys, and today onwards we will again continue my late code playlist, or late code and any other challenge which or any other competition I'll do. I'll give the solution on this channel, and for that you can subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to like and share my playlist of this C++ STL, and don't forget to like this video also.